Hello and welcome to Lake, a show about our beautiful city of Bellevue. I'm your host, Robin Steele. We're coming to you today from a great Bellevue business, Resonate Brewery and Pizzeria. And on this episode of Lake, we'll show you a spectacular fish release, take you along as hundreds of trees put down new roots in Bellevue. And we'll share some important safety information. As I mentioned, we're here today at Resonate Brewery and Pizzeria. If you haven't been here before, it's a great spot in the Newport Hills neighborhood. And as the weather means more of us are heading indoors to restaurants and other spaces, King County has put a proof of COVID vaccination requirement in place to help keep us safe. We start with some information to explain where your proof of vaccination or negative COVID test is now required. And we show you how easy it is to provide that information. Be ready, be kind, and be safe. To help prevent the spread of COVID-19, King County is requiring indoor establishments such as restaurants and movie theaters and large outdoor events with over 500 people to collect proof of vaccination from patrons. Bellevue wants you to be ready for this. City leaders urge you to be kind to our community and our businesses that need our support now more than ever. When we all stay safe, we stay strong together. It's easy to provide your required proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test from within the last 72 hours. Simply show your vaccination card, or a photo of your vaccination card, or your negative test results. You can also choose to visit a verification site such as My IR Mobile. Upload your vaccination record and simply show your online verification. Or you can print out the verification to present to the establishment host. Whichever way you choose, it's easy and only takes a minute to provide verification of your vaccination or COVID-19 status.
Thank you.
It takes just a minute to be ready to provide vaccine verification so we can all be out safely together.
For more information, visit kingcounty.gov/verify. So be ready, be kind, and be safe, Bellevue. On November 4th, Bellevue became home to 600 new Coho salmon in Coal Creek. The fish were provided through a partnership with the Muckleshoot Tribal Fisheries Department and the State Department of Fish and Wildlife. And as environmental scientist Krista Heller explains, the release represents a significant milestone in the city's efforts to increase our salmon population.
So we're here today at Coal Creek Park, and we are receiving Coho salmon. And this is an effort that we have a partnership with the Muckleshoot Tribe, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, and the City of Bellevue to outplant Coho salmon from the Issaquah State Fish Hatchery to Coal Creek. These are hatchery fish that will hopefully spawn here in Coal Creek, and then their eggs will hatch, and we will have juvenile salmon here in the spring.
Fire in the hole. All right.
We're gonna have about 500 fish roughly today released. And some fish are gonna fall back, so go downstream and spawn in nice riffles, gravel and cobble stream bed areas. Hopefully most of them will go upstream, and there are several river miles upstream they have access to until they reach some natural barriers. We will monitor that through some weekly walking surveys that the city contracts with the state of Washington with. So we'll get to see how many of these fish actually are successful spawners. And that will help us get an idea of what we expect to see as the juveniles rearing in here next spring. Coal Creek Natural Area is a very unique place in our greater Lake Washington watershed. We have several miles of stream habitat with healthy riparian corridor, lots of organic matters, great substrate for the fish. It's really unique. And Coal Creek is a system in recovery, and we've really seen over the last 10 years that our resident fish population, as well as our salmon population, is recovering. So it's really positive, and this is definitely a place that the City of Bellevue, the state, and the tribe are putting efforts into for this recovery effort for our native salmon.
As you just saw with the salmon release, our trees aren't just beautiful, they're essential to preserving our natural habitat for many critical species. Because they're so important, the City of Bellevue is committed to achieving a tree canopy covering 40% of our city's land area by 2050. To accomplish this, it's estimated that 75,000 trees will need to be planted. The city's environmental stewardship team is working with partner organizations to add hundreds of trees at a time to Bellevue's landscape through giveaway events like the one we highlight next.
So this event is our first annual tree giveaway event, and this has been the focus of my work in the City of Bellevue.
As a city, we have a goal of having a 40% tree canopy, and in order to do that, we really need to plant trees both on city property and also at homes and businesses. And so we're really doing this to help our residents and community organizations plant trees.
It's positive for the environment, and I think it's great for our city.
We know that people in Bellevue really love trees, and that's something that makes our job incredibly fun. And a whole lot easier. It's really fun to work with people with such enthusiasm. So we knew that we were likely to see a lot of demand for this event, but we had almost 1,000 people apply for trees.
So we had people apply in advance for trees to select what kind of tree they wanted, and we really wanted people to give some thought about where they would put it on their property. Did they have space for the size of the tree and that sort of thing?
There are so many benefits of trees that are backed up by a lot of research. There are things like children who are around trees do better in school and they're higher achieving. It helps us with, if we experience mental illness, we show fewer symptoms. It helps us drive slower on our roads, and trees also help cool our city, so we don't have to spend as much on air conditioning, and they can even save lives by keeping people's homes cooler when we have really nasty heat waves.
Yeah, it was a nice initiative by the town to give us trees.
The folks who received a tree today, they've been given some instructions on how to plant it and also how to care for the trees.
So the tree we're picking up today, we are planting in our yard, and we're just really excited to get it in the yard and see how it grows and enjoy it, and a good family experience.
It's just one tree, right? And if every family can go plant something, I don't care whether it's a tree, I don't care whether it's a vegetable, something, it's super important.
I'm really proud of putting this event on for the City of Bellevue. I think that this is an amazing opportunity for our residents and to serve communities that maybe we haven't reached before, and also to help some of our smaller businesses and nonprofits have a more beautiful space, but also a cooler space and a more resilient space. To find out about future tree giveaway events, we have our community partners, which is a nonprofit called 300 Trees. They are planning on doing springtime tree giveaways. And if you want to participate in the City of Bellevue's tree giveaway event next year, you should look for announcements on how to apply next summer.
Track testing is already underway for the opening of light rail in our area in 2023. Here's an important message to keep you safe near the tracks.
Hey, you're not thinking of crossing the tracks right here, are you? Good choice. That looks a little safer. Light rail trains can move quickly, appear suddenly, and take a long time to stop. The only safe place to cross the tracks is at a designated pedestrian crossing, and there are 4 near the 130th Bell Red Station. Thanks for doing your part to stay safe around trains.
A huge thank you to all our Bellevue businesses who are continuing to serve the community and protect public health, and to everyone who's helping keep our city thriving by enhancing our tree canopy and preserving our environment. We hope you enjoyed our show featuring some of the reasons Bellevue is the city where you want to be. If you have feedback or questions about the show, please email us anytime at btv@bellevuewa.gov. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for our latest video news and information. I'm Robin Steele. From all of us at Bellevue Television and the City of Bellevue, Thank you for watching Lake to Lake.